Okay, just a little update on the valves or solenoid valves. I got this one, the RPAES. Got this one from, what do you call it, from Amazon. And if you look at the numbers here, these numbers, I'm not sure if this is going to want to focus or not, but come on. So that number is pretty much what this has. And this one as well. This is the original I took out, and this is the other one that has a similar one. So right now I was just measuring the resistance on each of the solenoid valves. This one has 24 ohms, 23.7. The old one I have 32.3, 31.8. So there is more resistance than the old one, as you can see. I just did that just to see if there were any differences. And so this one is pretty close as far as the numbers go. So I'm gonna install it. See if that finishes taking care of that problem. I already looked at everything and everything looks good, so we'll see. I haven't tested that yet, but don't forget, just because it clicks doesn't mean it's letting air pass through. Also, these are connected straight to the PCM, so make sure you put only like a 5 volts or 6 volts, which is what I had, because when I had it, I actually decided to go down to 7 volts to see if it will move it. It didn't. Then when I went down to 5, it started working. So it's kind of weird in that way. So yeah, that's just something else to keep in mind. So after driving the car, I scanned it again. Everything here is green, as you can see. So I'm looking for the EGR so I can see if I can control it. Because even though the valves is new, the solenoids, and everything's moving freely, I'm still getting the P2004 with the runner stuck on bank 1, stuck open. I took the car for a drive. Everything eventually got green except for the Evap. I still have that Evap on the other scanner, but when I was trying to get past 60, it would barely make it to 60, and when I let go, it would slowly come back. So I'm still having an issue with the Evap. So right now, because all the other components are new and I know those are working, I went back to I don't have the diagram here for the electrical to see what's plugged into those two solenoids. And the EGR is the other component, one of the other components that's open. And I think one of the temperature sensors, and can't remember what else. So I'm trying to check the EGR to see if it'll work from the scanner. This scanner is not showing me that. I already went to power control module here. So let me show you. I got actuation test. So I have vent valve of evaporative emissions canister, purge valve emission canister. That's for the rear. I just checked, or this one, excuse me. On off, I rechecked it. I can hear it working. This is a duty cycle percentage. I'm not doing anything with that. I'm just looking for the EGR, control intake runner. I can't control them on and off. I know they work because I already looked, but I'm not able to see anything for the EGR on this scanner. So I gotta bring out the old scanner because I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure if this one has it, so I'll check before, but that one's kind of limited on some of the things you can actually do, but I'll double check since I'm already here. And then special functions, you got EVP brake, battery match. So I'm not getting any of the IM's info here. Normally you would just look at the these, but when I plug that scanner, this one is still in the middle here, because the first thing you see is the IM readiness, and I can't find the IM readiness for this vehicle or the Mazda 3 on here. I know I've seen it before, but there have been some updates and I just can't find it. So these are pretty much it. So we got the VCM. I looked in here too. I got anti-theft, auto leveling, nothing that I need on that. So let me get rid of that. I'm gonna put the other scanner on, see if I can do any actuation with that scanner. If not, I'll bring the other one out. But I also want to check the EGR pins from the EGR to make sure all the resistance are within range, because that's the next big thing that I want to check and make sure that it's not dirty or stuck. I mean, I didn't get any codes for the EGR, but it's just a other component that's plugged into the solenoid, so I'm just going down the line with whatever's connected there. So on the end cell, I'm under the PCM active test, and there is an EGR valve stepping motor position. So let's look at this. Key on, engine running. So let's turn these on. Alright, let's see what this is. EGR valve step-in motor. Monitor. Okay. Let me see, I'll be back. Okay, so these are the parameters I chose. So intake, manifold runner control is on. I am RC position. Doesn't seem to change. Intake, manifold turning valve is on. EGR, step-in motor position. So doesn't look like I can oh, there we go. Okay. So 15 is the max I can change it to. I can feel the car a little different. Now it's back to normal. Sorry about the glare. So I'm able to change it. And the idle goes down quite a bit. Oh, there we go. 25. Getting worse. So that seems to be working because I can feel the car changing. MRC, it's not. Okay, well, that was it. So I decided to put the EGR valve. The only way to get to the bolt is by using the long V8s and the low profile socket. So you got to go through the back here and there if you don't want to take it out. Just carefully get in there for the other one, and I did the other one with the other quarter socket. On this one it was easier, but yeah, this is the only way I can get through and get those two loose. Then I can get my fingers. I'd say that's pretty much loose. It only has two bolts, and then it's got the hose that's going actually to the throttle body. So I'll take this one off and get that out, because since I'm doing the whole evap, even though the motor works, I was able to control it with the Ansel scanner. The X-Tool scanner doesn't have anything for the EGR. I could hear it, the difference on the idle when the car was on, but I'm just gonna do all this since I'm already working on it. But yeah, taking those, even though it's only 2 bolts, those things are, this one's pretty bad because you have the plastic piece here. The reason there's coolant there is when I moved this clamp down so I could have more room here, I had a little coolant come out. It's not leaking or anything, but that's why you gotta be careful, because this thing is plastic, and as you can see, it's in the way. So pretty bad, but you can see now it's loose, and if worse comes to worse, I'll take it off, but for now I'm gonna see if I can get that out and just get these hose out. I'm gonna have, I think this vacuum hose, so there might not be any coolant, so I'm just trying not to get the coolant out while I'm doing this. But yeah, just gotta wiggle your way in there, and what I can do, I'll take everything else off, because you gotta move the wiring harness. So you gotta unplug these 2 sensors, the temperature sensor from the bottom and the other sensor for the purge valve. So looks like I'm getting there. So that's where the EGR goes, and here is, I got it for a second, EGR. Let me see if I can get a good look at it. So it's a little bit dirty, but not too bad. So I'll go ahead and put some degreaser on it and just clean it, because I want to make sure that everything works as it should. So I'll do that. I know it worked because I could hear the motor working, but I don't know how well that's working, since I need to see if it's not seizing there. So I got some engine degreaser here and there, just letting it sit there. I've been cleaning it, so this is the second round. Looks like there was a lot of deposit on the top side, and there was some on the bottom, but it was easier to clean the bottom. This one needed a little more, but I just used those round brushes, and I'm getting there. It looks like now it's a lot looser. I can feel it. And here is the final cleanup. So that was pretty dark up there, and on the bottom wasn't too bad, but if I do this, you can see on the bottom there that it actually moves. So now I know it moves freely. It's clean, so I'll put this back. I know the motor was working, but I wasn't sure if that was stuck or not. So at least now I know it's clean, because I just did that. So we'll put it back. One thing I forgot to mention is that there is a metal gasket that the EGR has. As you can see, still there, but it is metal, so I'm going to be reusing it. And just want to show you that. So since I have everything open, I went ahead and checked the resistance on the connectors, and here's what we got for 2012 Mazda 3. So if you have from C to A, C to A, D and B, D and B, and C to E, C to E, and D and F, or D to F. Should have between 12 and 16. I have 14 ohms on pretty much everything, so we're good. And I wanted to test that just because I want to double check and make sure everything is working. on it. So it's clean. I know the motor was working because I heard it working before, but I want to double check. So that's how you do that. Just a quick video on the new module for the Mazda 3. This is the LFJE-189E1D. This replaces the old one, which the last letter is an A. So that's the only difference on the module. This one, it is made in Japan, and I already opened it. This is sealed when you get it, and that's all you get for how much they're asking. But if you look at bottom, it's clear. So I'll take it out later, but just want to give you a quick pick on it, or a quick look at it. Pretty much the same as the other module, just a new one. But the other one's still acting up, and so it was decided to just get the new module, because if you try to send it somewhere, they still charge you a couple $100, and some work, some haven't worked, so might as well just get the new one and call it a day. There's no programming needed, so we'll swap it and go from there, because I believe this one's also giving some issues with the car not being able to drive over 60 or whatever it is. So it's moving, but it's not working correctly. And I believe this one also gets the signal, or sends the signal to the throttle position sensor, and so that's not happening. So that's the reason it was decided to just get the new module, and they did have it in stock. So other than that, let's hope this is the end to that, and then we can finally get everything else done. Okay, another quick video. So here is the brand new from the dealer TCM. I showed you that on the last video. The only letter that changes is the D. So this is what I did last time, remember? I did cover it with more silicone just to make sure the foam that I put on there wouldn't degrade that easily. But again, this didn't completely solve the problem. It kind of works, but I still get the AT on at times when I'm driving and I'm not even going too fast after it's really hot. So the fix was just temporary, you know, what I did with all the soldering or re-soldering. So that's why it was decided to just get a new one, because I know this is the problem. Now let me show you the numbers. So this is, hang on, this is the old number. Come on, focus. Come on, camera. Can you focus or what? There we go. LFJE-189E1A. And the new replacement is LFJE-189E1D. So the D is the number that changes on the new one. And you can see the difference of what they look like. Pretty much that's what that bottom looks like. Obviously this one I took everything off, and over time it gets yellow. And let me see if I can get a close-up over here. I turned the light off on the camera just to kind of show you the bottom there. I'll take a couple pictures. Hopefully we can get a better look at it. But other than that, there's not much to it. Same pin numbers. Again. So I'm going to reinstall this one and take the old one out, and hopefully everything is going to come back online without any problems. I already fixed everything else with the intake, and I'm still having some, not issues, but I think because of this is the throttle position sensor is still not working quite well. Well, it is working, but I think this should take care of that problem where I can't. It just lags when you're pressing the gas on there, but I'm pretty sure this is the reason why. Also, this doesn't need to be reprogrammed. Just swap it and it should be good to go. I did take the battery out to take this out, and so I'm debating whether I should put another piece of foam here because I'm going to be moving it just so that I don't need it, but this is kind of sticky, so I may do it just to protect it from the wall, you know, from hitting anything, or we'll see. But that's pretty much it for this one.